We are live.
Yay! It's Monday and it's 7 o'clock UK time, and that means only one thing. Welcome to the Jenny Monday Club. It's great to see you all. Don't forget to tickle the like button. Gosh, my teeth. Change the battery in my teeth. And don't forget to hit that like button and share the video too. Let everybody else know that we are live and dangerous today. And of course, the Monday Club, as always, comes in association with the Monday Club sponsor, War World Scenics, and you'll find a link to them in the description box on this video. So do check them out for a full range of scenic materials, static grass applicators, and laser cut NDF kits. Particularly like the look of some of their bridges. So do check them out. And, well, let's see now. Where have we got to?
Have you lost it already?
I have lost the plot, very much so. So, I'll turn my sound down, otherwise we'll get some kind of feedback loop. But big hello, Josh's Train Room, AD Pullen, Viaduct Central Model Railway, FMR Station House, Nick Gerolamo, and Ham Shackleton, Otis JB, Melchester
You haven't
Model
even
Railway.
introduced me yet.
Oh, and the Cupboard Monkey.
Hi.
Peter Carson, Steamfan 61, Ham Shackleton, Andy 1962, Peter Carson. Oh, stand by for action. So, hello to you, I Like Transport, great to see you're in. And, Otis JB, right, cue the memorial tumbleweed. So
What?
I am ecstatic about today's sponsor. Static Grass? Shanghai 264359, hi to you. Haven Rail as well, Chris Hales, Heritage Railway, Stretch Edits, Andrew Bellamy, Ed Toll, Keith Edwards, Vobert Becking, David Cook, Paul Shepherd, Tim JD Dowd, SJ Carter, Belmont Junction. Oh, and Garthion as well. Yes, excellent. Thank you very much. And I must remember, if anybody was here last week, you'll remember that actually towards the end of the stream, we had an amazingly generous donation from Garthion, who I couldn't believe it. I
couldn't believe it. I still don't believe it.
I'm still gobsmacked. Garthion gave me £200. In fact, actually £225, including the other donation that he'd made earlier on in the stream. And I promised that I would put that money towards a garret. And actually, Rails of Sheffield, a little bit more about them in a moment, they really expedited the delivery. So I ordered it on...
They launched it on a rocket, didn't they?
Yeah, well...
Fired it at your ass.
Not quite. But
Are we allowed to say ass?
No, you're not. I ordered it on the Tuesday, and I think I had it by Wednesday, something like that. It was an incredibly quick turnaround. So it's chugging around at the moment. When it comes back round and you see it on the screen, let's see who will be the first person to recognise correctly how many wagons it's pulling. I'll give you a hint. It's actually pulling a different number to the number that was in the video that I shared.
The absolute outer line has stopped.
Now that is most peculiar. It knows it's being talked about.
Yeah, it's paused for a photo op.
Yeah, that's really peculiar. So, Cupboard Monkey, I've got to be careful. Right, I'm going to have to open this because the safeties are off. This is Lady Fuel, tonight's beverage of choice, aka Prosecco.
Oh my goodness. Lady Fuel.
It's all girls drink. So,
Last plonk.
yeah, so that's open, so we don't end up with a cork bouncing around in here. But the garret has mysteriously stopped. So I'm just going to...
Two engines all waiting.
I don't
It
know.
really has stopped, hasn't it?
Yes. Just as we were...
Performance anxiety.
Just as we were talking about it. So,
Give it another try.
there we go. I don't know if there's a dirty spot over there or something. I really... press the right button.
Choo-choo.
Yeah, choo-choo, baby. But yes, there it is. Right, okay. I will obviously miss the first person who goes, oh, it's got this number. I will probably miss that, so do be honest amongst you and let me know who's got the right number. But there's no prizes, but...
You get credibility.
Yeah, but actually as well, you will notice as we go round the... it'd be really annoying. People go, oh, it's counting them. But if we look over the layout, you'll see that actually it's not just all Steam. But we've gone back to Big Four period. So it's the grouping, Big Four. There are also a lot of pre-grouping locomotives knocking about as well. But we are pre-Second World War. Yes, I have never yet run Weir Yard in this guise. So we've got that huge train of private owner wagons going around. And you might have thought that I was a BR Blue modeller at heart. And yes, I am.
You're an old period modeller by heart.
But
you just like trains, you do.
Yeah, there is that. But I do have an awful lot of other stuff. And actually, this is the first time that up here, and that is very peculiar. We seem to be having some kind...
Are we having brownouts? Could have been more welly.
No,
It was running perfectly fine until we started.
It was actually.
I've been going around for the last half hour.
So, I'm not quite sure what's going on.
Oh no.
It's almost like... I wonder... Oops. There we are.
Are you causing problems?
No, there's a part of me wondering, am I overheating it? Because it does have a very long train on it. So... There we go. Let's just keep an eye on that. We might have to cut down on its load.
It's a very pretty locomotive.
Peter Carson, you're absolutely wrong at 62. Guess a bit higher. But let's have a look. Yes.
Am I correct in thinking that the two tanks, the funnel boiler beds, aren't the same height and aren't quite the same shape on a carriage?
Two boiler beds?
You know, the big,
there's only one boiler. You mean
the massive
end?
Cylinders that they've got either end of the cab?
Right, at the back of the cab, which is actually leading because it's running backwards. That's the coal bunker, is what that is.
Oh, that big tube?
Yeah, it's a revolving coal bunker, and the way that works, because it's so vast, if it didn't revolve and kind of work the coal towards the front, the fireman would have a devil of a job getting to all the coal. So it just makes firing the thing a lot easier. It's not revolving on the model, but trust me, on the real ones it does work.
Oh,
Melchester
that explains why there's only one chimney.
Catherine Day says, sorry Jenny, I'm not allowed to donate. Look, don't worry about it. I don't go fishing for
no
donations.
one should ever think that they have to. No one should ever think that. We make this show and do the live streams and do all of it.
We do it
because we love it.
And also, we do have channel sponsors, which helps out a lot.
Yeah. Guys, it's something that we really, really want to stress. Jen wasn't even wanting to do this show back at the start, all those years ago. I convinced her to do and share her love of her hobby because I wanted to have more practice editing. We never ever went into this looking for money from people. Don't ever think you have to donate.
No.
Don't ever think that. It's always going to be free to you.
Yeah.
So just sit back and enjoy.
Don't get me wrong, it's always very much appreciated when people
sure,
do.
it's nice, but that's not what we do this for.
Peaks47, good evening to you. And also, right, we've got a link as well. There's some links we need to share.
Oh, yeah.
So
I should probably get them set up for you, shouldn't I? Since you asked me for it about 45 minutes ago.
Right. Peaks47, just need to... I have promised to share this. It's a video concerning a competition. So I'm just going to copy the link. I think I'm going to have to do it from my phone.
You do that if you need to.
So I'm just going to put into the description there.
Into the description and in the chat box.
So that's the link to the video. Peaks47 has a competition on, so do go over there, check it out, enter the competition, and actually
open it in another window so you don't miss out.
Let's have a look.
Did you have another one from somewhere else?
Did I? What now? Yeah, give me... No, don't harsh my buzz, man. Right, Peaks47, you should now be able to post links to your competition. I've posted one out there. And then also Ollie as well asked me to... Where are you?
Is he the guy from Wardle Road?
It's right, yeah, Wardle Road.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
So I'm also going to post a link to Ollie's website too, because I did promise that I would give him a plug. He's got a new... Come on, just paste. There we are. So he's got a new website coming together. I am contributing a article for that, but I haven't as yet. I've been so busy today. But let's have a look. Yeah, Sam has hit 1,000 subs, so it's always a big milestone.
Well done.
Tim JD Dowd asked, Hall or Castle?
The first 1,000 are the hardest.
Yes, they are. But neither. It's Earl of... What does it say on that? What name is it?
Knight of St. Patrick?
Knight of St. Patrick. I think that is... Is that a saint? Or is it it's the ones that got rebuilt into the castle class from what I remember. So
is that a star class or something?
Could be a star class, either a star or a saint. I
remember you mentioning a star class. Jen, just as you're looking, is that the link you want me to post?
Yes, right. Also, right, we've got a lot of. Unfortunately, I've been literally filming a video. I've got it tucked away underneath here because the paint is still drying. But
yeah, so if she starts getting a bit loopy, it's because there's paint drying next to her.
It is absolutely in no way connected to the lady fuel that I am drinking. But yes. Rails of Sheffield, I do want to announce this really great news. Rails of Sheffield have decided to support the channel with sponsorship, and we're promoting at the moment their wanted second-hand trade-in stuff. So we've got an affiliate link for that. The Cupboard Monkey's going to post that in the links down below. But what's really great about this is, and I can finally reveal this, if when you're trading in unwanted items, you mention that Jenny Kirk sent you, you will get an additional 10% to the value that they offer you. So it's well worth it. It's a great offer. It runs to the end of June. So literally tell them Jenny sent you for that offer. If you've got any old bits and pieces you no longer want, you can trade them in either for cash or for store credit, which you can then use to buy something that you really want. So let it be known. Tell them Jenny sent you. So a big thank you to Rails of Sheffield for supporting the channel, and looking forward to working quite closely with them. We've already done quite a lot of stuff with it. So, stop it! I'm doing serious stuff. The sponsor.
Oh my goodness!
Whoa. And my phone's just gone weirdy. So I'm going to skip to the end. And Kelly Ashford, £5 on the super chat. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you
Isolation
so much.
is slowly lifting alongside lockdown. We don't have to stay indoors anymore as long as we keep our distance. And that is that is really generous of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
for that.
much.
So Kelly Ashford has donated on the live chat, and indeed actually it was Kelly who asked last week for something Great Western. So we've got somebody's probably already said Star or Saint class. I can never remember which. That is there specifically for you. What are we looking at? You're pointing at
the ambulance trucks. We haven't seen them for a long time.
No, I've been digging actually around in the fiddle yard underneath, and some of the stuff that I dug out you will have not seen running on Weir Yard before. So we've got the ambulance train coaches, we've got the London, Brighton and South Coast bird cages. I wish my phone would stop turning off all the time. But Dave Holloway says 91 wagons behind the garret. Close, but no cigars. I have actually seen...
One person said 88.
88 is not going back in time. I know that's what you were thinking. It's good, but it's not right. And actually, Richard Swiderski, I'm seeing there 85 wagons and 2 brake vans. You are absolutely correct. So if you guessed 87...
so there was a trick in there, was there?
No, I would have accepted 87, it has to be said, but yes. And that is one heck of a train. And if you do get to see the garret as it goes round, you'll notice that actually there's not even a hint of slipping with that. It is such an amazingly powerful locomotive.
It does seem to be quite happy there.
I mean, most locomotives would be starting to really struggle with that. In fact, most locomotives just wouldn't be able to touch that. But that is really chugging along. Norman Rose says, stop harshing Jenny's mellow, Zoe.
Well, would an apple crumble make you happy?
Yeah. Oh, are you making one?
I'll make one now if you want.
How long will it take?
About 40 minutes.
Oh, well, there might be an apple crumble in the oven. Come on, mush, mush.
Mush, mush,
Yes,
mush.
and gosh, yeah. If you leave me some of the Coke, because once
I'm just gonna fill up my glass and
the
then
lady fuel has soaked in, I might need something just to like ease it out. Prosecco. If people are wondering, lady fuel, what the heck is lady fuel? Prosecco.
Prosecco. None of that amateur secco for you.
Yes, yes.
See you later, Snookums.
But yeah, Garthian very, very kindly donated the money for that Garrett.
Still can't believe it.
Yeah, very, very generous, and it is an amazing performer. The livery that it's in, I think somebody did ask earlier on.
It's photographic grey, isn't it?
Will you stop harshing my Busby?
I'm off to cook you a crumble as an
Hey,
apology.
Peanuts, get cupboard monkeys.
I'm off to cook you a crumble.
I'm
off to cook a crumble.
Get it off to cook the crumble a little bit quicker, if you would. But it's LMS Workshop Photographic Grey. And big hello there to Dundee Road. Naive Gauge says yum apple crumble all round. Matt Maz 2, greetings to you. Tim JD Dowd with custard. I do hope so, actually. Rule 1 Model Railways, big hi to you. And Wardle Road, I think there's a few people have been asking questions. If I don't get around to your question, it's because I haven't seen them. The number of comments that we get coming through is, for some reason, come on, stupid thing is, I seem to be getting some issues with my, there we go. But definitely, if you've asked a question, I haven't answered it. I'm not ignoring you. It's just simply because basically I am so behind with the comments usually. I'm now at the cutting edge of the comments. I've got O O'Neill, big hello to you. In fact, O O'Neill, I wanted to ask you, you do incredibly well. You punch massively above your weight on your channels. It's O O'Neill. On YouTube, it's got a channel, and I think you've got about 2,600 subscribers, but your videos consistently are getting 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 views per video, so you're punching well above your weight. So certainly you are a guru I need to speak to about what you're doing to really capture people's imaginations. But well done on you, sir. Some great videos there. Do check out O O'Neill after the stream. Demsby Model Railway, good evening, Jenny. Save me some crumble. Well, you're going to have to fight me and the cupboard monkey for it. But hopefully as lockdown starts to ease, once we're able to have guests again safely, we're looking forward to being able to get people onto the Monday Club again. I really want to get Wardle Road back on. So Ollie, if you're watching, love to get you back on as soon as we're able to, because it's always great fun when you're here. And certainly I think the Monday Club works better if we have a co-pilot in the chair. Right. We've got 194 people in the channel. It's looking great, actually. Great to have you all in. Really enjoying having your company. And I hope you're enjoying the stream. We've got all Big Four and earliest. There are some pre-grouping locomotives. So just to give you an idea, if I reach over, I have got Southeastern and Chatham Railway liveried Terrier. That is actually a Hornby one. I do have a Hattons one, but that's in BR livery, so it's not on the layout at the moment. So let's try a different angle. There we go. And you're just seeing all of those private owner wagons go past. Now, incidentally, every single one of those private owner wagons is different. So if you do see, you think, hold on, I've seen more than one Annesley or Manchester Colliery's wagons go round. They have different running numbers. But yeah, I didn't realise quite how many of those things I actually had. But as it turns out, there's 85 private owner wagons, mostly Bachmann, but there's a few Hornby and Oxford Rail creeping in there. an awful lot of special commissions. So if you see one like the HJ Redgate and the Charles Sinclair and actually the Manchester Collieries right there at the back, and you think, I don't remember them being sold, you'd be right to some degree, because they're all special commissions. In fact, I think most of that rake are special commissions. Not all, but most. Kelly Ashford says, like my menu, do you? I presume talking about the wanting the Great Western steamer on. Yep, we do have that on, and we've got 3 of the, I think they're Collets as well. They're the Hornby coaches. They came with a King, and there was I think it was something like the Bristolian set, and they are great coaches. And I just haven't had reason to run a lot of this stuff in all the time that Weir Yard has been up and running. What else have we got going around? Well, we've got the Bachmann ambulance train, and in front of the ambulance train are the standard LMS liveried version of those coaches. On the upper level, we have a Hereford, I think it's is it a Hereford? No, it might be Cheltenham Model Centre, special commission of the Bachmann Ginty as 16440 in Midland Railway Maroon. Then the Garrett, of course, you know about. And then we've got Duchess of Abercorn at the head of those LMS and ambulance train coaches. That's not the most up-to-date of the Princess Coronation class, but certainly I think she does hold her own, and she, obviously because she's running DCC ready. Let's have a look. What else have we got? Don't forget to tickle that like button, by the way, if you've joined us, not done that yet, and show some love for the channel. And it's great to have you all aboard. Don't forget to share as well. Let people know that we're live and everybody is welcome. Let's get some different camera angles going on. I think we got a camera on that hotkey. Yeah, no trains, although there's 2 about to hove into view. And the FMR station, whoa, Kelly Ashford, £2 again. You don't need to keep donating, Kelly, but it is incredibly kind of you. Says that Garrett is a ghost engine. I think this is a reference to the Thomas the Tank Engine story, where Percy, I think, ran into a wagon full of lime that coated Percy in, and this is going back some, this is stuff I used to read 35 years ago as a small child, coated in lime, I think it was, and then tried to scare Thomas by running through the shed, looking a bit like a ghost train. But certainly, yes, that light grey livery. It's one of only 2 locomotives that I'm aware of having been released in that livery of the workshop photographic grey. The other one was the 1361 class, which, funnily enough, both DJ Models and Helgen undertook a model of that class, and both did it in that photographic grey. And I believe that the LMS workshop photographic grey model of the Garrett has been one of the best selling of the current batch. Now, look out for the full review that we're going to do of that locomotive. It's not coming up this Wednesday, but next Wednesday, so do look out for that. Haven't actually filmed that yet. We're meant to film it today, but things have just got on top of us because we've been doing stuff for the new channel sponsor, Rails of Sheffield, producing the adverts that go into the videos. And that's really what helps make this channel possible, because to keep at the cutting edge of making the kind of videos that you want to watch, it does cost money. And hopefully once lockdown starts to end, I want to get back out there visiting preserved railways, also model shops as well. I think it's really important to visit model shops, visit manufacturers, and we've got a lot planned. Been during lockdown making some preliminary inroads into going and visiting places. Hopefully we'll be able to go and visit Dapol over at Chirk. Also Oxford Rail down in Swansea, looking forward to being able to go and visit them. Hoping to be able to go down to Hornby at Margate too, and just generally getting out there and being shown the ropes of what's going on with various manufacturers. Also, we've got another visit planned over to Rails of Sheffield too, so it's all going down. War World Scenics. Oh, what's with the spanners? The spanners are basically, you're a moderator, War World Scenics. WWS Scenics And what it means is that you can delete naughty people's posts, but a word on moderation. Now, I'm fairly relaxed. I don't mind if people, not if they just spam the comments, but if people want to plug their own YouTube channel for once, that is fine by me. I'm okay with that. I think it's very important in the community that those of us who've, reached this kind of level, I've got a reasonable following. I hate people who get big and then kind of pull the ladder up behind them. So I'm quite happy if people want to give the one plug for their channel, you go ahead, knock yourself out, fill your boots. But any sort of spam, any hate speech, we do not tolerate that. So that's basically what the moderators are able to do. The 700 Shunter, g'day to you too. It's great to see you. The Scrapline, hello to you. I've heard a lot of good things actually about the Scrapline. A lot of people talk about, and this is, I'm assuming if we're talking about the same person, but certainly does weathering, particular making locomotives look distressed. And I've seen some of your work. If you're the person I'm thinking you are, and it is amazing, really good quality work. Prosecco, very refreshing. Andy 1962 says, I've read they use the photographic grey to make their black and white promotional photos look better. Yeah, it basically brought out the detail. It made it much better to get a really good, sharp picture on black and white film. So it's something that persisted up to the point at which colour film became more widely used. Now, I know that colour film turns up at the end of the 19th century, but what you find is that it wasn't regularly used because I think it was very expensive to use, so it doesn't really turn up on a commercial setting until kind of the later 1930s. So what you will find is that black and white photography persists right through, kind of starts to die out in the 1950s, 1960s, but it was a lot cheaper than the colour film, so a lot of people did continue to use it. Let's have a look. Gordon McIlroy says, looking forward to visiting Swanage Heritage Railway. Yeah, and definitely, as soon as lockdown lifts and it's safe to get out and about, I'm sure a lot of the heritage railways will be really grateful for support. They've had a hard time of it, just like a lot of other businesses. But I did read that insurers are trying to basically get out of paying for business interruption. Not just the preserved lines, but certainly preserved lines have been very affected by this. So I think they very much value your custom, and I'm certainly looking forward to getting out there and hoping to do some filming at the Cambrian Railways. I've been out there before. They were a really, really friendly bunch. So I do want to get back out there. But also, if I go down to visit Hornby at Margate, I would really love to drop in at the Bluebell line. It's a railway line that I've followed avidly for a number of decades now, certainly since the 1980s. Not least because some of the locomotives on that line featured in the Reverend Audrey's Thomas the Tank Engine books. But certainly one because I found a lot of their projects have been really interesting. I particularly followed with great interest the reinstation of the line first to King's Coat, and then further on digging out Imberhorn Tip all the way out to reconnect the line at East Grinstead. And I'm really looking forward for when they ultimately rebuild the line out to Ardingly too. So there's a lot going on there. Garthian says, I'm still going to pay for you, Zoe and Les, to come and visit the Stratford Barn Railway when you're able to. I would love to, actually, Garthian. It's something that we were looking forward to. We were making plans, and then, of course, lockdown happened. So, yes, that is definitely something that we need to do as soon as possible. Right. Tim J.D. Dowd says, unusual to see the lines in the foreground empty. Actually, that's because I don't have as much Big Four era rolling stock as I do anything else. So what you're seeing is my entire collection of pre-grouping and grouping era rolling stock. It's not my complete collection of locomotives for those periods, because I do actually have a disproportionately large number of the locomotives, but certainly I do have a full, very large actually, rake of the L&E Artiques, and I also have some matchboard Pullman coaches, which are also suitable for this period, which aren't on the layout, but in terms of actual wagons, what you see is everything that I've got, basically. Let's have a look. Ben Tullett, the Severn Valley Railway has drafted plans to reopen. I had a newsletter email from them as I volunteer there. Yeah, I think a lot of them, they're kind of waiting for the okay to go. I've seen the figures today, and actually they're dropping rapidly. Now, we've got to make sure that when lockdown lifts, obviously, it doesn't come straight back up. But things are looking good, and when we look to other countries that have already lifted aspects of lockdown, it doesn't appear to lead to a massive increase again. Right. Kelly Ashford, the Llangollen Railway is going to reopen. Yeah, definitely. They are going to be reopening, so all of these places. Right. I'm well behind on the comments. FMR Station House, thanks for sharing that link as well. So again, as I said before, the Peaks 47 competition, do take a look at that. Some great prizes to be won. Certainly there's a lot there from this channel's Monday Club sponsor, War World Scenics, and they are great products. Used them extensively. I've got another how-to guide video planned. Now, it was planned for this Friday, and this was to do with that the flower application kit. I've actually got them down here. So this is the flower dressing kit for tufts from War World Scenics. It was supposed to be being done for this Friday, but what I've done actually is I had a product from Pico, and I decided actually that it would make a great centerpiece for a little diorama that would then be the perfect place to do a test run and demonstrate the flower kit from War World Scenics. So what I've done is I've moved them around. The Pico kit Let's Build with Jenny video is currently being filmed. I filmed about half of it. The model is actually down here somewhere. I am going to show you. I get told off for sneak peeks like this. But there's the kit in its partially built state. The paint's actually still wet on the roof, so I'm going to have to be a bit careful. That's very naughty of me giving you a sneak peek. But I'm going to make that the centerpiece of a diorama for next week, and that's when we're going to see that flower making kit. Luke Alford says, someone just disliked. Oh, bless. The trolls are out. Demsby Model Railway, no real content on my YouTube yet as the layout is still under heavy development, but feel free to follow my progress on Instagram. There is Demsby Railway. Leslie Gilpin says early photographic emulsions couldn't handle reds well. Yes. So that there were issues with early colour films as well. Big hello to Rail the Fox. Hi, it's my birthday in 3 days. Love to have a hi. So a big hi to you, Rail the Fox. Right, Kelly Asher says, I take it the Stevie's running might not be TTS sound fitted. The bark and whistle of the Great Western LMS engine hard at work is music to my ears. I'll be honest with you, the Saint or Star, whichever one it is, and the Princess Coronation both do have sound chips in, but I've chosen not to run them with that because unfortunately the problem is, there we are. It becomes quite deafening up here when we've got TTS sound chips blasting sound from everywhere. Let's have a look. I'm going to have to, I think, I'm going to have to, let's like, ooh. I wonder what has derailed. That basically means something has shorted out the layout. So I'm just looking around, seeing if there's an obvious derailment. And I can't see an obvious derailment. Not an obvious one. So what I'll do is I'll just gently pull and push everything. So nothing's in the same place. And that means, ladies and gentlemen, that we have had a chip blow, I think is what this is. So, one at a time. So it's not that. Ooh. Looking at you, Garrett. So, let me just... So it's taken the Garrett off. I'm going to put that back on because we just ascertained that it's not that. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what happens when you have a DCC chip that fails on you and basically pops. It was not the Garrett. This is unfortunate because the next two have sound chips. So that's the Princess Coronation off the track. And that means it's the Star, or Saint, whichever one it is. Oh, least accessible corner. Right. Just done the sniff test. No weird smells. So yeah, very peculiar. Tender is warm. So let's see if everything suddenly goes to a short. Yeah. There's a dead short on that locomotive. So I am going to get everything else running. But that is an amazing disappointment, is it not? That's a Hornby TTS sound chip that's popped in there. I have no idea why. There's supposed to be a thermal cutout, but it would appear that it's just gone and popped. So yeah, that's a real disappointment. Just give me a moment. I'm going to get the other trains back on the track to start with, and then at least we've got something going. I actually thought, there's the that huge long train of goods wagons might have popped the chip in the Garrett, because it is quite a big long train. But actually, no, it isn't. It's not the Garrett. So I am going to very quickly just try and get the Garrett back on without causing too many problems. I hear the march of the cupboard monkey come to mither me when I'm in a very prone position. No. You need to take your train with you. Alright. So there we are. This is a bit annoying, isn't it? Right, let's have a look, shall we? What's oh, I can't because my screwdrivers are downstairs. So let it cool down a little bit. That is quite warm, it has to be said. As I'm blowing in, the air coming back out is awfully warm. One last test. Yeah, that is foobar. That is very annoying, is it not? Right, let's have a look at some of your comments. I'm just going to flick through. I'm miles behind. So, yeah, Little Ginger's going, can you find something silly from your stock to take over the duties? Yeah, Ham Shackleton says TTS are known for dropping dead for no reason. I'll be honest with you, that is the first time I've ever had a TTS sound chip go pop. And as you heard, it happened not long after I got it to blow the whistle. So I am going to investigate that locomotive at some point. I'll let it cool down. I have to have a think now what locomotive I'm going to put on in her place. So, very disappointing that. So I think a Midland Railway 4F. So which... Let me just get this on the track and then I'll just back her round. Just keep her on there. 3848. So let's have a look. So what, loco 3848. And wrong way, come on, you need to back up. And go the other way, there we are. So I'll just run this Midland Railway 4F in actual Midland Railway livery. It's one of the ones that Bachmann brought out quite some time ago, and actually they were available on special offer. They don't appear to have sold as well as you might have expected. Which is strange really, because pre-grouping livery models were flying off the shelves up to that point, but it is a bit of a bland livery in the black, so yeah. Just going to back her up, come on, buff her up, and change direction, and there we go. So we have got, there we are, back up and running. So sorry about that, boys and girls. Yeah, one of those things. TTS chip appears to have gone pop. We will do a full post-mortem on that, and I do get on really well with Hornby, so what I might do is ask them, say, do you want to actually have this chip back and take a look at it and see why it just randomly popped like that. And as you all saw, I wasn't doing anything strange to it. It was on plain track, it just literally went pop. I see Flymo Chairman 1 is had to pop off, and so goodbye to you, and it's been great having your company, but do take care. Hopefully we'll see you back next week. Just see some of the comments I've been yeah, oh, Andy 1962 says, I've had 2 TTS just go for no apparent reason. Yeah, and it becomes very expensive. Now, TTS sound chips are great value for money unless they're popping all the time, in which case it's like 35 quid a pop, and it's quite expensive. So I'm going to have to investigate that and make sure that there's no real problem with the loco. But certainly that is a grave disappointment that it's just popped like that. What else have we got here? Kelly Ashford says, anyone fancy buying City of Truro? Well, I do have City of London, same class, and I think it's Kilkenny. It's another one that I've got. I've got 2 of the City class, yeah. I'm going to have to get very close because my eyes are not what they used to be. Oh, City of Birmingham. I thought it was Kilkenny. I've got City of Birmingham and City of London, same class of locomotives. In fact, City of London looks identical to City of Truro. So yeah, I would love a City of Truro. They're currently on offer at Rails of Sheffield, brand new. They've got a deal going with National Railway Museum, I believe. So it's certainly well worth going and taking a look. But let's have a look. The 2 HAL, so I think Lettuce Trains asked if I have a 2 HAL in BR Blue. I do, but obviously at the moment we're doing all pre-BR stuff. So I do have the 2 HAL, it's up there, but we're going to have to save that for another day. Peter Leyland, big hello to you. Wardle Road says it's gone to Loco Heaven. Yeah, just so yeah. Otis JB. Hey Jenny, can you tell me what the cream coloured van at the front of the train in your yard is, please? I'd love to get one. Cream coloured van. So that would be, I'm guessing, that cream coloured van, you're going to struggle to get one of these, because this was a special commission from Erith Model Railway Society, I believe. So I'm going to hold that up so you can get a good look at that. And that's a Shepherd Neame liveried van. It's actually, the van itself is the Bachmann, I think it's the LNER fruit van. But Erith Model Railway Club commissioned this, and also the Pyramid paper machines, paper makers chemicals or something like that. There's a tanker. They did the both of them at the same time. As far as I'm aware, they're completely sold out, and they did do them quite some time ago, a couple of years at least. So you might be able to find one on somewhere like eBay, but it's they were fairly niche at the time, and I think they only did a low production run. Probably most of them bought by members of Erith Model Rail Society, so quite hard to get on the open market, I'm afraid. So I'm just going to put that back. The one that's behind it, incidentally, is an Arnold and Hancock Limited Golden Hill Brewery wagon. It's the Bachmann Southern Railway plywood sided wagon. But again, a special commission, but that was for, I think it was buffers at Axminster. Right. Catherine Day says, hello from Ireland. Big hello to you. Great to have you on. Chris Hales, Heritage Rower, says, have seen the city of Truro running through Maidenhead in my youth. Wardle Road, over 250 viewers. Drop a thumbs up, guys. That's right, don't forget to tickle that like button. Also share the channel, let people know that we're on and everybody is welcome. Paul Shepherd says, had the problem with 2 Hornby R3388 TTS Caledonian Sleeper Class 67s, never got to the bottom of it. Nick Neumann says, maybe your Loco has a chip on its shoulder. Rule 1 Model Railway says, I live near Kilkenny. Yeah, I believe that actually that was a later version. The reason I got Kilkenny in my head is that that's, I think, has been released by Bachmann, or at least is proposed to be for release. For some reason I got that in my head. The City of Birmingham is actually the locomotive that came with the ambulance train coaches. Prosecco. Liam's Train and Railway Videos, good evening to you. Andy 1962, hope you get answer from Hornby Re TTS chips blowing for no reason. Pleased to say Hattons and Rails were both great when I had problems with TTS. I'll be honest with you, the TTS chip that's in that, I've probably had it for a few months now. So, Naive Gauge, are there any alternatives to Dapol for working N-gauge semaphores? Not working out of the box as far as I'm aware. You should be able to build them, but it takes a great deal of skill from ratio kits. But pretty much, I think it's Dapol or nothing for those. Robert Woodhouse, big hello to you. Just got in from working out. He says, well, it's great to have you on board. The 700 Shunter, are you looking forward to the upcoming London and South Western Railway Terrier and London and South Western Railway T9 from Hornby? Because I know I definitely am. Yeah, actually the T9 I definitely am interested in. Kelly Ashford says, I bought my model of City of Truro with red frames from Locomotion Models in Shildon online for £149. She was delivered to my door 2 days later. Definitely, yeah, Locomotion models at Locomotion in Shildon is really great. They've got a lot of NRM themed models, and of course buying from there does help support the National Railway Museum. Let's have a look. Garthian, I have 2 City of Birmingham locos, the GWR City class and LMS Coronation class. Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, like, City of London was a Princess Coronation class locomotive. It was done in model form by Hornby 00 actually, and if you saw on the Hornby channel on, I think it was last week, maybe Thursday, something like that, or Friday, the Hornby YouTube channel did a video that I filmed for them involving an original Hornby 00 City of London up against a new super detailed Duchess of Montrose, so do feel free to go and check that out as well. It's a little bit of a fun video, not the usual sort of stuff that I do on this channel, but for Hornby, always glad to do a favour for them, and certainly in this centenary year. It's great to compare how far they've come from the original Princess Coronation class locomotive. Stretch edits. Does the Garrett have 2 chips or just the one, as I know it has 2 motors? Now, it's 2 motors, but only 1 DCC decoder is required. Liam's Train and Railway Videos asked, does anyone think Whalley will get cancelled this year? I don't know, in all honesty with you. It's October, is it, or November? So it is quite late on in the year, so I would at this stage say 50-50. I could see it going ahead, but likewise I wouldn't be surprised if it had to be cancelled. So it's just, we live in strange, unprecedented times, and there's no real roadmap to just how the lockdown we kind of get out from that, I guess. Kelly Ashford says, how about something like a manor? I'm really looking forward to, is it the manor that Daypol have announced in 00, or is it the hall? I really can't remember, you know. Stretch Edit says, oh, you're answering Gary Lewis. Evening all, have you seen that Curascale doing a video of the Deltic at 8 PM? I didn't know that, but I'm really interested to see actually, because the Curascale Deltic does promise to be an amazing locomotive, and I'm really looking forward to it. Now, I've reviewed pretty much, I think, every single one of the Curascale wagon releases so far in both 00 and O gauge, and I'm really looking forward to what will be their first UK outline locomotive in the form of the Deltic, and really hoping that they let me review one of those fairly early. I'm really keen to take a look at that. I have to say that the Bachmann prototype Deltic was actually quite a nice model. The original production Deltic that Bachmann did, there's something in my mind not quite right about it, but I can't put my finger on it. Certainly back in the day it was great for its time, but the Curascale production class 55 will certainly be welcome. Whether they could compete head to head with the prototype Deltic, because that has already had so many different versions out there from what is actually a pretty good model done for the National Railway Museum, I'm not entirely convinced. Just bear in mind as well that the production Deltics and the prototype Deltic are quite different beasts, outwardly at least. Oh, that is, for those of you just joining, this is Lady Fuel, aka Prosecco. So I was in a happy mood, so my happy mood tends to be Carver, but then I saw this and I thought, no, let's have Lady Fuel. Ah, very refreshing. Nick Gerolamo, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Just ordered a Wainwright pre-grouping from Rails, looking forward to that. Is that the D class or is that the C class? Because they've got the Bachmann C class in that ornate livery, and it is very special. We've done a full review of that. I've got the original number 592, and then I think it's 583 is the re-release. I've got both of those, and they are lovely models. But the D class, really looking forward to that. Big shout out to Callum Smith. I did say at the start, I just want to say to all the mods, don't be overzealous. I do allow at least one shout out. We're fairly lenient on this channel. The one thing that I don't tolerate is hate speech. There is no place for that on this channel. If you want to spout filth, go elsewhere. Or also, I don't want to see derogatory comments leveled against other people in the chat. And anybody who's excessively plugging their channel, you're allowed a plug. That's not a problem. We're pretty chill on that. But if you're doing it every 5 minutes, that's a big no-no. And also, commercial plugs, unless they have been agreed with me in advance, and you'll know if they're agreed with me in advance because I'll have dealt with it via email, then they're a big no-no as well. The reason for that is because we do have a channel sponsor for the live stream, War World Scenics. You'll see the details down below. You'll see on screen their logo, and they've supported the channel, and it's unfair to companies that have actually put a lot of commitment into supporting a channel for other companies to then kind of get everything for free. But other than that, I am pretty chilled and relaxed on the comments. Liam's Train and Railway Videos asks, what is the maroon kettle you have running around on the layout? That is a Hornby. Oh, sorry, this. Are we talking about this one? This one is a Bachmann Ginty, but it was a special commission for Cheltenham Model Centre quite a few years ago now, possibly even 10, 11 years ago. And it's in Midland Railway maroon, but with the LMS number. They're completely sold out now. They've been sold out for a while, but they do still come up second hand, so you can look out for that. The other is a Princess Coronation class from Hornby. I think it's Duchess of Abercorn, and that is just one of the Princess Coronation locos. Midnight Trance asks, hi Jenny, are there any locos on your shelves you want to DCC but nervous to do so? No, not at all. I've actually done locomotives that are not considered DCC friendly. So for example, I've done a split chassis Bachmann J39. I hard DCC fitted that. I've also done the Bachmann Class 04 Shunter, again another split chassis loco. I like to think I'm fairly competent at doing DIY type stuff, so if I want something DCC fitted, I just do it. But yeah, I think those two are generally considered quite a challenge, and not for the novice. But yeah, as to anything else, no, there's not really anything else. Richard Swiderski says it's a manor from Daypol Jen. Pity no Foxcoat version. And they will come, I have to say, in time. If it's successful, there will be more production runs. Carl at Brook asks, hi Jenny, what make are those signals that you use? Many thanks, Rob, also known as Carl at Brook. Right, on the layout, what you see is mostly ratio kits. So if we, let's try and move around a little bit. I don't know if the gantry is visible on this. No, the gantry is not visible on that shot. So let's try on this shot. Yeah, you can see right over there, that's a ratio kit. In terms of colour aspect, in fact, let's plug in the roving cam. So if anybody's actually wondering, oh, I don't tangle them. The cupboard monkey, I'm pretty sure, isn't tangling these. So I have to say, how it got tangled in a knot, I really don't know. But right, I'm going to plug in the camera, the same camera that we're using. So anybody who's interested for live streaming, what cameras to use, there we go. It's a Logitech USB camera, full HD. That's what we're using, but just give me a moment. Right, hopefully, there we go. Right, so a quick look at the signals. So I'm going to power up the signals, the color aspect. So you can see there that is actually a Hornby 00 color aspect signal. There we go. It's a bit super saturated. Believe me, that's green and that's red. These date back to late 1950s, early 1960s. Very, very reliable, and I actually think that they are really good. I don't use mint examples. I'm a strong advocate. If it's mint, it's getting left just the way it is. I refuse to destroy really good examples. I think that to do so is like almost criminal. And there's another one down here, which you can see there. We're just changing those from these switches here. So these are from the Pico range, and they're green coloured, and the green switches, that's on. So they're the ones you need. The blue ones are on-off, so they would be used for things like isolating sections, or as I've got them, to turn lighting on and off in buildings. Other signals on Weir Yard. You can just see there's a couple of ratio kits, and these are great because you can build up, there's some more over there, you can build up signals to suit your location. You can make them work, but you need to be immensely careful with them. So there's another one there, bracket signal with a ground signal on a bracket, so a little bit different. And you can also make up, you just see over there, signal gantry, some really quite impressive signal gantries. Now also, see how best, I'm on the end, I'm tethered to the computer. So, there's a locomotive just going past. But just behind the train down there, you'll see another colour aspect signal. And when the ambulance train has got out of view, oh my word, they're all coming here now. Come on! Once that ambulance train has moved on, you will see the other colour aspect signal. There we are. That is from Burco. It's the only Burco one I've got, and actually they are pretty good. So there we are. That's all the different signals. Oh, actually, I'll tell a lie. Just over there, you'll see a couple of their non-working ones from the Pico. I think it's model scene range. They're pretty cheap. They do look the part, but they are purely static, as it were. So there we are. That's a quick guided tour of the signalling of Weir Yard. Now I'll just come back into view. So there we are. The ratio kits, I do rate them, but you need to be really careful when you build them. If you want to make them work, it can be done, but they are very fragile. And in all honesty, the basic kits, I have struggled to make them work. You're on a hiding to nothing unless you're an exceptionally good modeler. It can be done. I've seen it done, but it is really advanced. To make static models, as I've got here, grand. I have occasionally managed to make certain signals posable. I can do that, but it seems like more work than is really actually worth it. But you can also buy the premium level kits, which, let me see if I can find one. So here we have one of the ratio premium kits, and these allow you to build up, it's got all the stuff you need to make it working. They can be done, it's a very limited range. It's a very expensive way of doing it. In all honesty, I'd say go for the Daypole models. Now, I don't have any of the Daypole models, but if you treat them gently, they do seem to work quite well. Right, anyway, don't forget to tickle that like button if you haven't already done so. Ian Ryan, welcome back after your reboot. I'm well behind here on comments, so chuggity chug. If I've missed any of your questions, do now ask them again, because I've just bypassed a huge chunk of comments. But Carla Brooks says, yeah, thanks Jenny, a great mixture. You're absolutely welcome. I don't really dwell on the signals much, and actually anybody who looks really closely at the signals up here on Weir Yard will realise, hold on, they signal conflicting movements. They're just kind of placed wherever they look pretty. And that's about the limit of my signalling skills, I'm afraid. Melchester Model Railway says, Jenny, why don't you try the Train Tech working semaphores? I was not aware of those, I have to say. See, it's one of the things. The colour aspect signals that I've got wired in, I've got 4 wired in around the layout, and in all honesty with you, I very rarely bother to turn them on. In fact, basically the most they've ever been turned on is when I first wired them up as proof of concept that they worked, and showing you guys just now. So I'm not really a massive fan of working signals. It's not how I tend to operate my model railway, in all truth with you. But certainly some people do like to do that. It does add enormous play value, and yeah, maybe it's a product I will investigate, definitely. Les Hewitt asks, what's the oldest loco you have? It's not actually here. In fact, I don't even think it's at this house, and it would be a Hornby 00 N2 locomotive, which we can date back to 1946, possibly. And I think it's in LNER. No, actually, no, it's not the LNER one. It's a Great Western Railway livery one. It's actually quite rare, number 6699. I call it an N2 because they didn't change the mouldings particularly. The GWR one has the copper bonnet on the safety valves, but that's the only difference. And actually the Southern, the LNER, and the LMS ones are all, to all intents and purposes, the N2. They're loosely based on other 062s, but they're not. There's no difference with them other than livery. And that would be my oldest locomotive. So from I think it's either 1946 or 1947, but it doesn't get used anymore. In terms of actually running, my oldest locomotive is a Daypole Pug, and it's an actual Daypole one. It's number 19 in Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway livery, and I have actually DCC fitted it with a stay alive as well. So it is knocking about somewhere. I'd have to look for it. But by and large, most of my locomotives date back probably the last 10 years. Robert says, check out the Train World USA website. They have Atlas signals. They may work for you. Interesting. I think there are actually a range on the market. So they are out there, but I'm not massively familiar, I have to say. Hello to you, Minnie Wistaston Junction. Great to have you aboard as well. Mark Holt, have Hattons caught the Rona? Their social media account hasn't posted in ages. I don't know, to be honest. They're still working, socially distanced, of course. Have talked a lot with Jack Morgan, and occasionally talk to him on Facebook Messenger. So I know they are doing bits and pieces, but obviously with coronavirus, it's very difficult to do an awful lot. As you've seen from my channel, I've had to do a lot of improvising, haven't been able to meet people, do things like that. It can be quite tough. And I know that Jack Morgan is working from home, so he's also separated from the rest of the team as well. Right, Ben Teller asks, I think you need to call the Cupboard Monkey to find out where the crumble is. I think you're absolutely right, actually. Naive Gauge says, Daypole semaphores have a dodgy control mechanism. You can get them out of sync. Yeah, my understanding of this is when they're on higher voltage or struggling to work on an AC supply. And it's kind of the same as what the problems they've been having, but to a lesser degree, with the water tower. If you run them on as low a voltage as they'll run on, they seem a lot happier. And it's been my general rule of thumb ever since my childhood model railway, it has to be said. Those Hornby 00 signals, they're rated for 16 volts. The little grain of wheat bulbs. I run them on 4 volts DC, and they work quite happily on that. But with the added bonus that they don't melt themselves. And I think with a lot of these things, the lower the voltage you can get away with running them on, really that's the better way to do it. Let's have a look. Gas Street Heritage Railway. Hi Jennifer, I've had a little name change from Gas Street Sidings to Gas Street Heritage Railway, brackets GSHR. I only get to see you live between shift patterns. That's a shame, but don't forget as well that this video goes up and stays up as a regular video once the stream is finished. I know sometimes it's great to just hang out live and interact, and that's the thing that really makes the live streams work really, really well, is that live interaction. So it's not the greatest to have to watch them on catch-up, but I know a lot of people do, because we tend to jump from, we have about 1.7 thousand after the live stream, and then that jumps up to the 3, maybe even 4,000 views as the weeks roll on. So it's not an issue. Richard Swiderski says, I missed the TARDIS, where is it? Oh no, when I put the roving cam, let me get that back, I'll show you the TARDIS. So one more roving cam, and the TARDIS is down there, so that's where it's hidden, just below the military establishment, which is, if I turn this round, you probably realise that that's the shot. So just come on, there we are. So that's where it is at the moment. I'm not going to move it around. The cupboard monkey is the one who actually moves it. That's to be said. New Mills Model Railway. Oh, you're answering somebody else. Yeah, I think actually, when you say, I think there are a few layouts etc. out there with the same name. Mine's after my street. Yeah. There's only so many names, I guess. Not a lot of people, they'll model the same location. So there's a lot of people who model, some famous locations, as it were, famous stations. Ashburton is notorious for having so many models of it. But I mean, I tend to pick quite eclectic names, weird names. So I've had a layout named Grove Street Yard, and that was actually named after Grove Street, aka The Grove, in GTA San Andreas, which is actually my favourite computer game. Weir Yard, I've told the story of Weir Yard, why it's called Weir Yard so many times. Basically because there's Tyne Yard and there's Tees Yard in real life, both big marshalling yards, both big hump marshalling yards. And the other well-known river in the northeast is the River Wear. So my layout is inspired by mostly Tyne Yard, but isn't Tyne Yard. It's certainly not Tees Yard, so I just named it fictionally Weir Yard. Puts it in the right area and gives it that naming convention. Right. Otis JB. I'm glad you signalled to us where you got everything from. March West Junction TMD. Ollie, I have looked for some S stock and they are like gold dust. Some have gone for 600 to 900. Yeah, the S stock, definitely. I remember them being out, actually, being sold. Were they sold from the London Underground Museum in Covent Garden, somewhere like that? And actually on Series 1 of GMRC, a friend of mine, the team that they were in, I think they spent their entire Backman budget on some S stock. So I think they got 2 complete sets, which are actually quite a bargain now, because they'd have effectively used £500 worth of budget on them, and they've got 2. Today's drink of choice is Prosecco, by the way. Right. FMR Station House. Whoop whoop. Small plug for FMR. We are close to 700 subs. So yeah, FMR Station House, great channel. Don't forget to check them out as well. So here's from me. Let's see if we can wang FMR Station House. Anybody who doesn't know what the term wang is, in an internet setting, I just suddenly realised, it's slang for something else. But no, when you wang a channel, it's basically when a bigger channel name checks or refers to a much smaller channel, and then suddenly loads of people go and check it out. So if I can, in a minor sense, wang a channel, I'm always happy to help. Combat Bunny, big thanks to you posting up the link to Warworld Scenics, www.scenics.com. That is the Monday Club sponsor, and they very kindly sponsored the Monday Club. And I've certainly been really pleased to have them on board, and their products are great. And I'm saying this from personal experience. I've made great use of them, particularly the static grass applicators, and it's just such an easy to use product. So I'm really happy to recommend their products. I'm looking forward to next week on the Friday, hopefully being able to bring to you a flower adding kit. So this is to add flowers to static grass, and we've got a whole bunch of different colours. Now they look gaudy when they're in the bags like this, but trust me, when those go into static grass they'll look like wild meadow flowers. So excuse me, stick with me. And I've actually, one of the things about adding stuff, scenic stuff, to a model railway, pay close attention to the real world outside. And I've been doing a lot of driving up and down the country with work, my day job, and what I've noticed this time of year, actually some of the top colours which I'm looking forward to using are actually these three. So like the violet colour, the yellow colour and the red colour. So many mixes of these three colours on things like motorway embankments, and by virtue of that also see them on railway embankments. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what effects I can get with these for really natural looking flower life. Right. Ian Ryan asks, could you run the grain of wheat, I know what you mean, light bulbs on a 3-volt battery? Yes, you could. I'm not a big fan of batteries. Certainly the disposable type batteries are a big issue because they just tend to get thrown away by and large. I can do the post-mortem of that locomotive that went pop. You know, one of my locomotives went pop.
I know, I've been listening to your live stream while I've been cooking the crumble.
That one there. And if it's gonna short out the light. I've let it cool down. I'm wondering, it's an outside chance maybe. Now that it's gone cool, will it work?
Stay cool, baby.
Will it heck? There you go, just literally touches. That one keeps going because of the stay alive in it, if anybody's wondering.
Staying alive, staying alive.
You can tell the cupboard monkey's in.
Hello again, everyone. I've peeled and chopped the apples, cooked them with nutmeg and cinnamon this week.
No allspice.
We don't have mixed spice. Ran out for the last one, and I've got the crumble in the oven. So 35 minutes.
So that 40 minutes you quoted to me was rubbish. So we'll be enjoying apple crumble and custard. Do we have custard?
We do. We'll be enjoying that while we watch the videos that people have sent in, because we have 2 weeks worth of videos.
Oh yes, we do. So really looking forward to that. In fact, now that I've got...
So I'm thinking we'll chat till about 9 and then we'll start looking at the videos. Yeah.
Rachel Houston says, I watched the earlier Hornby Thompson Class 01 and BR Crest. Another amazing video, Jenny. Thank you.
People are asking about where your cat ears are.
Yeah, I'd like to know as well. Can't find
Where
them.
Was the last time you saw them?
Probably in the back bedroom.
On your head. Don't tell me it was on your head.
In the back bedroom on the bedside table, I guess.
You lost them. You lost them. Yes, you did.
So T-Bone says, how much money is too much to spend on a single model?
£1 million.
No, it depends on what the model is.
£2 million.
Some models are worth a lot of money, worth every penny. I mean, for example, the Garrett, that was £200, well, £199.50, I think. And I believe that to be well worth it. If you go up into the larger scales, like O gauge, you think nothing for a tender locomotive in O gauge, £700-800. Aha! So let me just take
Cupboard Monkey provides.
Cupboard Monkey has found. So I'm just taking the Kirby grips out at the moment. If anybody's wondering what Kirby grip is, it's one of those. It's what you stick in your hair to stop it going everywhere. So, there we go. Meow, baby. Right. Mark Holt. I really want the London Underground Class 20 to be re-released. I know that Bachmann tends not to re-release stuff if they can help it. That said, the Class 24, how many different versions of that but they justify it by having the most minor of differences, like weathered, not weathered, that kind of thing. Right, bit of Prosecco there. But yeah, sorry, T-Bone. It depends on the model. I wouldn't spend £1,000 on an X-Daypole pug, but by the same token, there's some O-gauge models or Gauge 1 models that £1,000 would be quite cheap for. So it's a very difficult one to put a figure on. Right, I'm just going to write down at the bottom. Kevin George says, everything my wife makes ends up as crumble or crumbly. You just hope that your wife doesn't see this. Oh, you said you really liked it. You said you liked lumpy gravy. It gave you something to chew on. Ian Ryan says, oh, a bobby pin. Yeah, they probably have different names. I know them only as Kirby grips. It's probably a manufacturer's name. Andy 1962 says, let Zoe run a Gronk. She is making you crumble after all. No, I'm not putting a Gronk on for now. Gronk. But actually, to be honest, I think the trouble is I don't have any LMS livery. Would they be a class 11? So I don't have any of the suitable Gronks. I think the closest I've got is Basra, which would be a class 11, I think.
Did someone mention a Gronk?
Oh God, thank you very much for getting the Cupboard Monkey started.
Gronk it up, baby!
Who put 50p in the Cupboard Monkey?
Gronk it up, baby!
Luke Alford says, I have heard a Helgen 1361 class is worth a lot. As you know, Kerno Model Centre is... Kerno Model Centre is selling the DJ Models one for 69 quid. Rails of Sheffield is selling the Helgen ones for 79 quid. So actually, they're actually a really good offer at the moment. Yeah, Peter Leyland, you are absolutely right. The Garrett's still a bargain. Imagine having it built as an etched kit. You're way over 4 figures. Yeah, and actually the paint and finish would probably cost you over £1,000 in and of itself. Ham Shackleton says, my cat ears are on the cat's head. And Kelly Ashford says, happy cat ears, Jenny. Langton Road, good evening to you. Great to have you aboard. Shanghai 264359. I'm planning a 2-foot by 2-foot module for my layout and might well consider the WWS product. You won't be disappointed. We did the build. When I did the review of the Pico Bug Box coaches, I actually built a little module and I built it very, very quickly, and it's largely done using War World Scenics. And it's so easy to use, and it's one of those things, once you've used them, you think, how have I been managing without them? Oh
my goodness, it's so warm up here.
Yeah, Peaks 47. I can't admit how much my Pekit with sound, Firebox Flicker and Stay Alive just cost. Worth it though, yes. Yeah, and certainly you can take a basic model and you can certainly add a lot to it and make it quite something special, but it will cost you. Haven Rail says, thanks for the tunnel mouth tip, Jenny. Have ordered. This was a question on, I think it was the last video. And people were wondering, if I go to that camera angle, the tunnel mouths you see in the distance were the ones they were asking after. And anybody interested, those are from Pico. They used to be from a company called Merit back in the day. So if you remember them from the 1960s, it's pretty much the same product. They've gone through Merit model scenes, and they're now, I think, just sold under the Pico brand, going up in price all along as it goes, just the way it goes. T-Bone says, oh, thoughts on the Longmoor Military Railway? What you'll find with the Longmoor Military Railway is that whilst odd items do come out as special commissions, so Sir Guy Williams and I think it's Lord Kitchener, the two 280 War Departments have been released in that livery. Hornby has also produced at least 2 of the Hunslet Austerities in Longmoor Military Railway livery. Bachmann, in conjunction with Model Zone, did Basra number 878, which was the I think it's a class 11 shunter in Longmoor Military Railway livery. Bachmann, in conjunction with Invicta Models, did do one of the suburban type coaches in the LMR livery. They've also done the brake van. You can get that, but a lot of other things. Oh, and Model Rail did the USA Austerity dock tank in Longmore Military Railway as Frank Ross. But outside of that, you're going to struggle a little bit unless you're willing to repaint and rehash bits and pieces. Liam's Train and Railway videos. Will COVID-19 delay releases? I'm waiting for Hornby to release the Class 91s. Not seen a date when they're on sale. Yes, everything pretty much has been pushed back, it has to be said. Which is why a lot of things that we were expecting in March and April are still not arrived from all manufacturers. It's just a fact of life, unfortunately, with the COVID situation. But on the plus side, it does mean that you've got more time to save up. Right. Stretch Edits asks, I wonder if anyone has put sound in a Helgen Garrett. Yes, definitely. And there is actually, it says in the instructions with it about fitting them with sound. So yeah, and I think that certainly Rails of Sheffield, you can buy, I think it's a Lego Man Biffo sound chip. I could be wrong on that, specifically for a Garrett. So yes, you can get that. J. Paul Anderson says, your Garrett looks so lovely in the photo, Grey Jen. Thank you very much. I am very pleased with it. And a big thank you to Garthian, who last week, you may remember, right near the end of the stream, very generously donated £225 in total. It was amazingly generous, so humbled by that, and I was able to put that towards buying the Garrett, which you now see on the layout. We're going to check on the crumbly bumbly. FMR Station House says, does anyone know when DCC Concepts will have the DCC points again? I believe they're coming back into stock if they shortly, if indeed they haven't already come back into stock. Combat Bunny, thanks again for sharing the link to today's sponsor. Flymo Chairman 1. I'm fine, J94, just got my Gronk working for the first time since I was 15. I had to take a moment. Oh, brilliant. Welcome back. Naive Gauge says, can anyone suggest a solution for position detection feedback on DCC as opposed to block detection? I believe that certainly Train-O-Matic make a series of products that could be used for that. So there's one there, yet to film a video actually, I feel a bit guilty on that. DCC Concepts also make modules that you can use to do that. Certainly they do exist, they are out there. Right, let's have a look through. Nick Gerolamo, it's Jenny, what's your favourite Southern loco? I suppose you consider all of the pre-grouping companies that then eventually became part of the Southern. I'm really liking the London and South Western Railway B4 dock tank at the moment. I've just filmed a review of Guernsey, latest release of that. I also have number 91 in LSWR livery, the pea green livery. Really liking the Terriers. Terriers are good. But my favourite still is definitely the Brighton Atlantic, H1 Atlantic in Marsh Umber. I'm going to stop this because it's getting a little bit erratic, which means it's starting to get hot. So I'm just going to stop that. I'm going to stop it such that when we go to this camera angle, it is in shot. But I've got to be careful. I've already managed to blow one locomotive. So I think it's time for a little bit of a post-mortem here. Let's open it up and take a look at this decoder and see if we can see any obvious reason why this has popped.
Because I went to visit Snap and Crackle?
No.
I'm out of ideas then.
There's the two screws. So, let's put it between the tracks so it's not actually live. Take the tender top off. just pulling it through, and let's see. Can we see any obvious issues? I never smelt the magic smoke escaping, that much I will say.
Magic smoke for magic people.
Now that's interesting. There is a hole, but I don't know.
Oh.
Now that's actually meant to be there. Oh, we'll give it that. I'm just looking. I don't see any obvious signs of heat damage.
You don't know what you're looking for, that's the problem.
No. You can normally tell. You see like a singed hole in a component.
Jen? Pop a look over here a second. I'll put a link out on Instagram, tell them about the Monday Club.
Okay. I don't see any issues with that. It has to be said. Could we have some kind of a short from elsewhere? I really don't know. Interesting. I'm going
Meanwhile, what's everyone saying in the chat room?
You find the most up-to-date comments and tell me what people are saying.
Pop goes the GWR460. Says, let us trains. Kelly Ashford says, mew mew. This little kitty not happy. Okay.
Why? What's wrong?
Because you're getting behind again.
Oh, I'm well behind. But no,
Ben Tullett says, I hope you're not too drunk because you'll be seeing double. Can you see two chips in there?
No.
Are you alright then?
I'm just taking this apart. What I'm now looking for is any signs of cables having been squashed. I don't see any issues. So I'm not seeing any issue. Where did I put my eyes? Oh, I can't see them for looking. Well, that'd be why I need them. Right, let's just.
And here we go, guys. Jen, it's broken.
Cupboard Monkey doesn't understand that you test things thoroughly before assuming, because assuming is not your friend. So I think the next step will be to test it with a regular 8-pin decoder, or at least. Oh, interesting. That wire is chewed.
Oh. Could that be it? Just a standard short?
Could be. I don't know. See, and this is why you test things. Right. Look, answer the nice people's comments. That could be your job.
St Mary Church Model Railway says hi. Zoe, hi Jenny, still listening. Excellent. Chips Ahoy says Robert Cesar.
Yeah,
Richard Swiderski says Zoe, no Gronks today, Steam Day. Well, that's just wrong. What on earth?
What?
Did you just get that to not short?
Well, of course it didn't short. The chips on my lap.
Oh, right, okay. That would explain it.
Yes, it would. I managed to break this. Let's just see. Anyway, answer the nice people. Come on, you're supposed to be reading the comments.
I'm looking. Nick Newman says chips are usually good after a drink. Yes.
Yeah, do you want a kebab?
No, but you do, don't you? You do. You want a kebab? Yes, you do. I can see that little grin. Yes, I can.
I don't want a kebab.
Yeah, you do. Yes, you doodly do. I'm going to bring in the roving cam so people can see what you're doing. Where is the roving cam button? Jen hides these from me, you know, everyone. She hides them.
No. It's, let me turn that off because it's blowing my hair in my face.
So, this is the chippity dippity.
Taking the decoder out, I can't see any obvious signs of it having blown. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put that to one side. I'm going to put it on there so it doesn't short with anything. And after the stream, I'm going to try that. First off, I'll
it's a shame I can't make this focus.
Yeah. I'm going to try that in a different locomotive. I'll find an 8-pin locomotive that's fairly easy to put that into.
So, if anyone's wondering, if anyone who comes in now and wonders why there's a half disassembled locomotive on the track, that's why. Jen is doing so. Wow, that background looks good. Sorry, I'm a little bit distracted. I'm going to go back to the front now.
Shiny, shiny.
Look at the shiny, shiny. Look at the shiny, shiny.
T-Bone asks, do you have a favourite aircraft? Yeah, I like the English Electric Lightning.
Cessna 172P. The Skyhawk. Although I do love the Supermarine Walrus.
Yeah,
it's got
weird.
It's
Is
such
that the one with the propeller at the back?
Yes, because it's a seaplane, so it's up on the top of the biplane and at the back, and it just sort of pushes the plane on. It's a brilliant looking chunky thing. But I love the Cessna. The Skyhawk, the 172P, is the best version. I mean, there are others, but it's a hatchback with wings. It's great.
Who put 50p in the cupboard, monkey?
We should have it. We should have an episode of the podcast where we talk about aircraft.
Yeah. Okay. Stretch Edits asks, can't you fit another chip to test it or a blanking plug to test it on DCC? If I put a blanking plug in, it'll just make angry buzzing noise. But I don't actually have any spare plain DCC decoders. I fitted my last one in the garret, funnily enough. So I've got a 6-pin, not an 8-pin, and a 6-pin just won't cut it. So I'll have to have a think about that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to test the sound decoder in a... Stop it, cupboard monkey.
What? I'm just looking.
Yeah, I've already said there isn't one there.
I was looking just to make sure. I wasn't prodding anything. I didn't knock anything off the I didn't press anything.
Yeah. Right. Andy1962 says, LMS developed the Gronk, so you need to persuade Jenny to buy one for you, so when she runs Big 4, you can have your Gronk running. I feel like Helgen are doing, I believe it's the Class 11 and the Class 12 in 00. Now, the Class 11 is the one that the LMS had. So basically, Class 11 is the LMS designed version of the
it's so warm up here.
It is, isn't it? Class 10 looks the same, I believe, as the Class 8 and the Class 9. It just has the Lister Blackstone engine instead of the English Electric lump. And the Class 12, the thing that makes that stand out is the Box wheels. Richard Swiderski says, check the flux capacitor in the decoder, Jen. Oh no, you're putting 50p in there.
Yeah, get it up to 88, see if it goes back in time.
T-Bone likes the Avro Vulcan. Good choice, good choice.
Nice.
Luke Alford says Boeing 747 or a Lancaster. And Vobert Becking likes the Harrier.
All good choices. Not as good as the Cessna, but all good choices.
Lettuce Trains asks, what are some good models to get in era 4, 5 or 6? So that would be sort of BR Steam.
Wouldn't it depend on what you're wanting to model with it?
Pre-tops diesels, so D-number diesels in blue. I would suggest, at the moment, good value locomotives, the Thompson 01, the J15, the J50. These are all really great models available relatively cheaply at the moment from various retailers in suitable liveries. What else? Ginty and the Midland Half Cab is always a good one as well, if you can get hold of them. And there's also the Aspinall Radial, the 242, in BR livery. Rails of Sheffield have that at £69 at the moment, and that's this locomotive, but in its BR livery.
That is a good design. I like that livery.
Yeah, that's the Lancashire and Yorkshire livery.
That's nice.
And also,
it's a right bugger to try and film it, though.
Yeah, language, Timothy.
Trying to focus on it because of the lining.
Okay. But also, I'd like to mention again, for those of you who just joined the stream, Rails of Sheffield, a big thank you to them for becoming another channel sponsor. And we're going to be promoting their wanted second-hand buying. So do look out for that. And we'll put a link in the description box, which you can follow. to go and check out their service for selling on second-hand items that you no longer want. And you can sell these either for cash or for store credits put towards something that you really want. And the most important bit, tell them at the time of approaching them that Jenny Kirk sent you, and you will get an additional 10% on the valuation that they give you. They buy whole collections, not just pick and choose, so it's a great and convenient way of getting rid of full collections should you need that service. And they guarantee to offer a really competitive price. Right, loads and loads of, Finley Carden says, Jenny, give it a kick, you usually get to work, LOL. Ian Ryan likes the Mosquito. Gonads 1259, big hello to you. Can't beat the sound of a Merlin engine. Actually, a Merlin engine is really good. Or the Meteor. The Meteor is the non-supercharged version, and the Merlin is the supercharged version. I believe the Meteor was used in a lot of tanks. Roger says, you ladies are amazing. Love the chat about aircraft, Supermarine, Walrus. Well done. And then Nick Gerolomu, and I'm really butchering your name, I'm very, very sorry. Says definitely a Mosquito. Clive Cobold says Langton Road, very busy layout. I have a big fleet of classes 81, 82, 85, 86, 87, 90s and diesel locos. I'm really interested actually. Your classes are 81 and 82. I presume that they're kits. I'm really curious actually where you got them from. Luke Alford, I do like Tiger Moths. Filmed one taking off yesterday, but it couldn't get any height, so went down and almost crashed. Ooh, ouch. Stretch Edits clarifies Helgen are doing the Class 11 in conjunction with Model Rail magazine, yeah, and the Class 12 as well, I believe. Garthian, Spitfire for him. A lot of people liking the English Electric Lightning as well. Paul Hinder says, you forgot the Class 13 Tinsley Shunters. I didn't forget them. Nobody's producing a model of them. They are effectively they're master and slave calf and cow units, and they were actually built using Class 8s. New Mills Model Railway. Anyone tried the You Choose chips and speakers? They're like £99 each. Seems a lot. I've used I think it's the Soundtracks or the Econotracks ones. They're about £60. And they're actually pretty good. I do particularly like the Class 37 one that they do. Garthian also likes the Lancaster Bombers. But Gonads 1259 says for airliners it has to be Concorde in BOAC trim. Actually, I'd agree with you on that. Or the Bristol Viscount. Is it the Bristol Viscount? Was that the first commercial jet aeroplane? Could be wrong. Oh, it was the Vickers Viscount. I think it might have been the Vickers Viscount. Garthian says, I use rails a lot, they're really good. And Flymo Chairman 1, thank you very much for posting that link. Tony Wright says, the Shackleton was a great aircraft when airborne, could fly on one engine and stay up for 17 hours. Often described as several thousand rivets flying in close formation, I believe. Daniel's OO Model Railways, how did you get so much subscribers? Wasn't easy. Just build it up. The thing about getting subscribers on YouTube is quite simply that if you're producing video content that you yourself enjoy making, that will shine through, and you find that the most successful channels are ones where people didn't actually chase subscribers. They just did what they enjoyed doing, and if you get a very friendly presentation style, then people do come. And there's some channels, Whitewicks Abandoned Railways, I think they've renamed that channel now to just the Whitewicks, and that's a great channel, and they've got a great presentation style, and they really genuinely seem to enjoy the content they're doing. Martin Zero is another one doing urbex explorations mostly around the Manchester area. Again, he is so passionate about what he does, and that shows.
The guy that had the toy tank.
The tank
that he strapped a camera to.
Yeah, that's Martin Zero, and it's just a pleasure to watch channels like that. And they've built.
That is the important thing, Jen. A pleasure to watch because they enjoy what they're doing.
Exactly. So that pretty much is the trick.
And also, weight keep going and see how it goes. Because how long have you been on YouTube?
I've been on YouTube now for about 13, maybe 14 years. So this didn't happen overnight. So unfortunately, there's no substitute for lots of hard work over a long period of time.
Yeah.
And we treat this like a full-time job. I do actually have a day job. I go out to work and I pull down a 50-hour week across 4 days, and then I come home and spend 3 days doing nothing but back-to-back filming of videos. And you have to have that kind of dedication.
Yeah, you have to have a work ethic, which is why it helps to actually love what you're doing. Otherwise, this will never work out.
Andy1962 asks, Rails wanted, do they pay postage or a courier for you to send your unwanted items as Hattons do? I don't know, you'll have to check the web
Check
page.
the link.
Officially, the sponsorship only starts from Wednesday. I'm just mentioning this. But certainly, do check that out. Are we nearly ready for some of people's submitted stuff?
Once I check on the Apple Crumble, yeah. Here's the link again. It's in the thing now. That's the link. I just put it straight into the chat.
Is that the affiliate link?
That's the affiliate link, yeah.
So that is the link that you can use.
I hope it's the right one.
Well, what have you shared? Where does that actually take us?
It's the one that they sent. It is the...
For all you know, that's
Rails of...
There we are. So there's an affiliate link gone into the chat stream. That takes you to second-hand collection page on Rails of Sheffield site. But it helps out the channel because then they can track who's coming from the campaign that I'm running with them. It doesn't cost you anything. It just means that they can better track how effective I'm being at advertising the service. But like I said, tell them that Jenny Kirk sent you, and that gives you an additional 10% through until the end of June. Right. Naive Gauge, absolutely right. Producing good content that people want to watch. That is the key. There is no substitute for that, it has to be said. Yeah, J. Paul Anderson says, yeah, that's right, Jenny. Meteor was used in the Centurion, amongst others, very much. Yeah, the English Electric Lightning, still my favourite military plane. J94, Jenny, I heard about the centenary. Smokey, Joe Loco, and I heard it, and many others will arrive from the 1st until the 14th of June. Yeah. Also, the main range rocket is due any time now as well, so do keep an eye out. There is stuff coming through. T-Bone, all the Rolls-Royce engines were great, just don't talk about the Vulture. Leslie Gilpin says, Comet, that was it. Comet was the first commercial jet. I only flew on a Mark IV. Yeah, the Comet was the one had the square windows at first, which metal fatigue was causing them to disintegrate after a certain number of hours. It was, unfortunately, it kind of killed the design. But, they were the first, and sometimes you get the teething troubles if you are the first. Clive Cobold, Jenny, the Class 81s are the old Triang locos updated, and the Class 82s are conversion from the Triang Class 81 locos. Right, thanks for letting me know on that. I was really interested, actually. Hula Bean says, your viewers aren't notified for this live stream. Unfortunately, YouTube tends to be quite finicky, so I don't know why, but it is a glitch that we are aware of. Bolton Model Railway Society, good evening to you, and they say hello to all in chat, so it's great to have you in. Peaks 47, I used to build one-to-one scale Spitfires, the one in Dunkirk film I helped build, and then they set it on fire. Oh my word! So you basically made film props, that is amazing. Yeah, Leslie Gilpin says, Hula Beans, it's a YouTube issue, very much. JJ Williams, 1984, hello to you. Love to everyone in the model rail community. Very much so, definitely. Gernard's 1259 says, Bristol Brabazon. Now there's an aircraft, not one I'm familiar with, I have to say. Yeah, Peaks 47. I think they'd lynch you if you set fire to a real one. Bolton Model Railway Society. Jenny, would it be possible to plug our fundraiser on GoFundMe, please? Yes, certainly. You post that in the links. That's absolutely fine. Leslie Gilpin says, I went into the Spruce Goose the other year. Enormous. Yeah, very much so. Very, very incredible aeroplane. Yes, Flymo Chairman 1, it's basically videos that links that people have supplied, so we're going to be going to that in a moment. So John Nutman, hiya Jenny, and all on the side just watching and listening. And we've got a great turnout actually this week. 262 currently in the stream. I've seen it go higher than that. Don't forget to tickle the like button. Also share the stream to let other people know about the great work that we're doing. But we're I don't know whether that's the sound of the cupboard monkey struggling up with some apple crumble. No, just my imagination. But we're going to be showing some of the videos that have been submitted to us, which can be submitted for next week by emailing the URL to the YouTube video. Do not attach the video as an attachment because it won't get through and it will just annoy the cupboard monkey. But send it to zoe@zoerobinson.com. And that's Zoe spelt the European way, just Z-O-E, none of those weird Y's on the end. And we will be able to show them next week. So hopefully the cupboard monkey will be setting up and we'll get on with that in just one moment. JJ Williams 1984 says Jenny has no beer. Help. No, but I have what I'm affectionately calling lady fuel, aka Prosecco, because it fuels so many ladies. Oh, that is quite nice. And actually, it's not too strong, I don't think. 11%. Oh, it actually is a little bit stronger than I thought. Right, just try not to knock that over. Don't know why, for some reason, it stopped playing my stream. Flymo Channel 1, absolutely right. Belmont Junction, okay, Jenny and Zoe, both take care, and I will see you next week. Well, look, you take care. It's been great having you on, and so hopefully see you next week as well. Don Cragen says, I guess I'm just lucky, but I always get email from YouTube when you start your live streams. Is their notification system different between the UK and the US? I'm not aware of it, but I know that there is a glitch, which means that a lot of live streams go unnotified. Ham Shackleton says, Bristol Brabazon meant to be the first intercontinental passenger plane, but it was so slow, it was outdated before it flew because everyone went to turbines. Right Wing, did you ever show or put up your track plan on your loft layout? I didn't know. I have done a very basic track plan somewhere that I sent to Railway Modeler for an upcoming article because they insisted, and it's really bad, but it just gives them an idea for their artist to be able to produce a proper version. So, hold on, let me help you. Ooh, nearly had a crumble emergency.
We have an emergency. I'm not eating crumble.
Yes, right. So, which is which?
How much yours?
All right, you give me a slightly bigger one. So,
yeah.
Why is mine bigger?
Because it's got more custard.
Right, do you want to put the videos on so I can stuff my face without it being just like a really weird YouTube video?
Hey guys!
Where people tune in to watch people eat apple crumble and custard.
It's hot, mind. It's just come out of the oven. It's hot. It's just come out of the oven.
You waited until I had it in my mouth before you said anything.
I've just cooked it. What do you expect? Hey.
What are you like?
I'm like you.
Pay peanuts, get cupboard monkeys.
You're trying to make it a thing. It's not going to be a thing.
Oh yes, it is. Right, we've got some of your videos coming, so
I'm trying to find them. Right, we'll go back a while because we haven't done them because you got drunk.
Drunk?
You did get drunk. You got
Skipsy,
so sloshed.
Some people do get the notification. Skipsy Trains, I always get a mail notification for the live stream, and I did today. Flymo Chairman 1 got a notification. Interesting. Lego 32159 says, can you run an A4? Unfortunately not, because all my A4s that are DCC fitted are in BR livery. I've only got one in LNER livery, and it has an issue, which means that it shorts out on DCC. So, really sorry about that. Talking about shorting out on DCC, I'm really going to have to get to the bottom of this locomotive. I really don't know what's gone on, and I'm very annoyed, it has to be said, because TTS decoders are not exactly cheap if they pop all the time. So really don't know what to make of this, having got quite temperamental.
Don't know what to say, babe.
Let me just I'm pretty certain.
Wow, this is slow tonight.
Shuggy,
What is going on with it? I have a horrible feeling that everything's slowing down.
Wouldn't surprise me, because the rest of the neighbourhood is currently watching something on Netflix.
Yeah. Okay. I think we're going to be okay with this. So let's hope so. Fingers crossed.
Who is this video coming
This
from?
is from Shanghai 264359, and it's some Swiss train action. So that should be interesting.
Excellent. We've had a few videos from Shanghai, and they've all been pretty good.
So we're going to give it a try.
Okay.
As long as it actually works. Come on. Actually work. Come on, YouTube. Here we are.
There we go.
Mostly Roco. Okay. So, nice background. I can't see where it starts.
Yeah, we've seen this layout before. I like the overbridge.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see some Swiss stuff. Not something you necessarily see in an awful lot.
It's not. It's different. Yeah. That, of course, we have seen this now because that is
the control console. This guy's
exactly which is genius. It is. It's so well done. You've just fastened your switches in before there's some sort of worms building by putting a lid on them. But an entire switch set that was genius. This is looking good. I'm loving the different styles. They do look so different. Oh, nice green.
For some reason, my license
that was an interesting wagon we just saw there. It's an open wagon with the ends are curved like some of the other wagons. Like it was just missing a lip there at the back. Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? The way it's open at the top.
That's like VGA.
I have no idea what that is. VGA to me is video graphics array.
Yeah, it's also VGA.
Excellent. How's the Apple Crumble for you? Okay, maybe it didn't work. Actually, I used butter. But love and butter at the same time. I do like the look of these interface there. Ooh, nice and green. It's nice to see the way different areas do different things. Yeah, you've done that before on some of your layouts, haven't you? Just makes it look more real. Ooh, that wall is good at the front. You can't see it because the train's gone past, but he's done some brilliant work with this landscape in there. Yeah.
Lighting as well. Lighting is always important.
Well, you know what I'm like for working lights and getting it's a brilliant layout.
Train video. Sorry about that, everybody. Normally we mute the volume so you can hear us talking because we're selfish like that. Sorry about that. So we were just talking about how we're really enjoying this.
I hadn't even realised that the audio was on. I am so sorry, everyone. Normally I'm not ratting the ball. It's just that sometimes. Hey, there's a cupboard monkey. Whoa.
Whoa. Oh my word! That is
is amazing.
That is very impressive. And hidden with a curtain.
That is so good. I like that.
I really like that bit at the end because it's like suddenly, I think a lot of people who are space starved will look at that and go, hold on, I have the space if I do that.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Only bringing it out when you need it. That is impressive. Thank you so much there, Shanghai.
That is really impressive.
Yeah, that was from 2 weeks ago. Worth waiting for, I think. So...
Right.
trying to bring up some more.
So, have we got many?
I hope so. Okay, what have we got here? Double L gauge DCC sound machine. Hasn't told me about who this is, so I'm just trying to bring this up, and hopefully it'll work and YouTube won't mess up again. I'm going to blame YouTube for the sound.
We're struggling on bandwidth here at the moment.
Yeah, I think we're getting a bit of it hogged. Hopefully it's not jerking too much for people.
So this is Keep Calm and Make Stuff.
Yeah.
It's the channel.
And I think this is a new layout to us. We have not seen this one before. So I like the way he's got that. He's going to make some ground there, and it's gone up and down.
Changing levels. Yeah.
You love the changing levels.
I like the weathering. You got just the right. Ooh. Outside into the garden, I believe.
You love a point of view shot. So it's still in progress.
Oh, this is great. Oh, it's in like a summer house.
Looking good though. Wow. Nice DIY on the bridge there.
I like the upper and lower level.
Yeah, it's looking good.
Hey, when this layout's all done, this is going to look something really special. One thing I would say to you though is make sure you get something over those windows.
Yeah.
2 reasons. You don't want light to fade your scenery, and also you don't want scroats to get into your garden and be able to see what's in your shed.
Yeah, you had a significant problem with people breaking in. Don't make it easy for them, or don't keep stuff out there.
Yeah.
I'm loving the point of view shots. It's going to be quite interesting. You've got a lot of track there with an interesting... for a second there I couldn't tell where the track was going.
And also really interesting using the solid insulation foam for a lot of the scenic stuff. It's a really great way of building it up.
I'm liking it. I recognise that little signal place there. I think you've got one of them. It's looking good. And
I believe they're the Hornby HTO hoppers in the background. Really nice. I love the weathering on those. The weathering really does bring out all of that. And I'm looking at the coal loads and everything.
It's got an interesting layout here. I'm looking forward to seeing progress on this. So we'd like to see an update when you get... Oh, excuse me. The grumble's gone straight to my stomach.
You mean the crumble has grumbled?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing some updates on this when you get some more on. Because it's going to be good.
There's a lot of operational interest as well.
Yeah. And it's look at the size of this set of wagons he's got. So clearly this is a lot bigger than perhaps the video is making it look. Wow, you wolfed that down.
Yeah, that's really nice.
I'm liking this. This is good.
262 Prairie and the Backman Hall class, I believe.
Now you've finished. You want to keep going with the comment?
And a pannier tank in the foreground. There's a lot of operational interest on this layout. Richard Swiderski says layout looks good, and actually Victor Bart Wheels, big hello to you, says I see rolled up curtains. So actually I think they've got the safety in hand.
It's reminded me an awful lot of when we started filming Trinity Road.
Yeah, I like as well the tractor and the Land Rover loads. I'm actually looking at the delayed feed, so if you go, that's not on the screen at the moment, that's why. But yeah, I think sometimes as well, using some of the Oxford Rail vehicles as wagon loads can be really, really good way of doing things. Oh, sorry, I've got hiccups.
Yeah, the crumble does that.
Does it? I thought it was.
Shall we switch back now?
Let's go to the... Have we got another video?
We'll have a few, I think.
So we didn't do any last week, so we've got a little bit of a backlog.
Yeah.
So
I think
I'm looking at the time. We've got time maybe for one quickie, because I'm looking at the time. Have you seen the time?
Okay, one quickie from back in the day, back when they were being sent Okay, I'm going through the backlog, you see. So what we'll have to do is we'll have to have a catch-up live stream where we do some more of these. You think?
Yeah, definitely. So,
now I'm getting unskippable adverts.
unskippable.
An unskippable 30-second advert for
Let's just bin that. I'm not.
that
And again,
and again, it's just that's just unacceptable.
no, bin that.
Let's do it again.
Try following the link again. We're not having an unskippable advert for
that was so.
Oh no, forget that.
Well, I'm sorry
We're
to
having-
Logan Clary because it's not bringing up the actual video. It's bringing up a 30-second advert. Right, now we've got it.
It says TikTok at the
No,
top.
that's how he's recorded it.
Oh.
Now we're getting the actual video. Before we were actually getting an advert for TikTok, which was unskippable. Before I even saw this. Yeah. So I am trying to stop. Okay, this is Logan Clary with Sadie's Scrap. And when I say pause, YouTube, actually pause. Don't just unpause because you feel like it. I'm trying to run a show here.
For some reason, the way it's been recorded, even though they've had the camera held the right way around.
Well, this is TikTok. It's vertical.
Oh wow.
All TikTok videos that come over to YouTube are vertical. So we're having a look at Sadie's Scrap. I think this is a scrapyard. I'm not sure what these bits are. Oh,
Scrap.
Oh my
Class
goodness.
8 shunter. It's interesting actually. You can get some interesting effects. And one of the things I've seen before now is the Daypole Class 4 kit. But actually with the engine panels cut open so you can see inside, and there's some great methods of detailing some of these.
but
things.
that's a Gronk.
Yes, and they do get cut up.
Oh, you're making me cry now, Logan. It's a good way of doing a scrapyard, but you're making me cry.
It's recommending this live stream. You could get a real weird.
That would just be weird.
No cupboard monkey.
No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Okay.
Ham Shackleton says Google has been burying me in adverts that won't delete for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, we were getting adverts for TikTok before a video that was converted from TikTok. That was very confusing.
Minnie Wistaston Junction says, great stream, Jenny and Zoe. Take care, everyone. We will see you again soon in the community. Very much so. And actually, we've gone past 9 o'clock.
Okay.
And what we're going to have to do now is we're going to have to
have a catch up because we are having so many videos sent to us that we're not getting to. So, guys, you're welcome to continue sending to Zoe at zoerobinson.com. That's my email address, and I collate for Jen.
Yeah.
Send the URL only from the YouTube. Don't actually send the video. It won't get shown if you send the video because I have to delete them in order to get my work emails.
Yeah.
But you're welcome to share them, and we'll have a catch-up live stream, perhaps Sunday or something like that.
So, well, no, we'll try and get through them. Maybe do them from a little earlier.
Yeah.
Maybe from 8:30 next Monday.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Because it's
it's
great to see them.
It's been great to have your company. Really glad you could all join us. We've had a great turnout.
It's been
this
wonderful.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So don't forget to keep following the channel. Subscribe if you've not already done so. And you'll be the first to know about new videos as and when they go up. Also, don't forget to check out the live stream sponsor, War World Scenics. We've got a link in the description box down below. A great supplier of scenic products for your modelling needs. Not just model railway, also if you do wargaming, dioramas, all manner of things. It's great for all that kind of stuff. And really been happy playing with the Static Brass Applicator in particular. Also, don't forget to go and check out the Rails link as well. It's coming up from Wednesday. Rails of Sheffield will be a new channel sponsor, and they will be sponsoring the pre-record videos on Wednesday and Friday. And if you're looking to trade in any items, and not just model railway, actually, they do deal with scale electrics and all manner of other things as well, then do follow the link that we posted up and tell them that Jenny sent you, and you will get an additional 10% on your quotation, and that's valid through until the end of June 2020. So don't forget to use that. Tell them Jenny sent you. But until next time, it's me, Jenny Kirk, saying you take really great care of yourself, and the cupboard monkey as well down here. with a great crumble, actually. It's a really nice crumble. But take really great care of yourself. And this is me, Jenny Kirk, saying take care. Bye for now.
Bye-bye. Have a good one, guys, and stay safe.
Definitely.